Now let's see if we can select and get and have a look on all the accounts that exist within this table. So let's see if we can query the database and read the information stored in the accounts table. To do that, we're going to first need to know the column names of the columns that exist within this table. Because if you look at the way we're using our statement, we're doing union select column name from a table. So we still don't know what columns exist in accounts. Now we can try and guess that there is a username and a password, but sometimes they could be different names. So I'm going to show you how you can select the columns for a certain table. The command is going to be very similar to the tables command. And the only difference is instead of table name, we're going to say column name. And instead of selecting it from the information schema.tables, we're going to select it from information schema.columns. And we're going to say where the table name is equal to accounts, because we're interested into the accounts table. If you wanted to get columns for another table, then you just substitute this with the table or with the column that with the table that you want. So our command is going to be union select one column name from the information schema.columns, where the table name is the table that we're interested in, which is the accounts. And this should show us all the columns that exist within the accounts table. So let's run this command. And perfect. Same columns that we've seen before, and it's CID, username, password, my signature, and is admin. Now let's take this one step further and select the usernames and passwords from the account table. So again, the command is going to be very similar to what we're running at the moment. We're going to be selecting, and we're going to select username. And I'm going to select the password for number 2. And for number 3, we're going to select the is admin. Now remember, I can't select anything instead of number 1 and number 5 because they're never displayed for me on screen. The only thing that I see was number 2, 3, and 4, which were displayed here, 2, 3, and 4. So therefore, I'm only substituting values for 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to select that from accounts. And we're not going to need the where, so I'm going to delete the where. So very simple statement. We're selecting username, password, is admin from the accounts. And this should return all the usernames and passwords that exist within the current table, that exist in the accounts table. And I have an extra quote here that I'm going to delete. And as you can see, we got all the usernames and passwords. We have the admin and their password is admin pass. We have other users and we have their passwords, and it's also telling us whether they are admins or not. This is very useful because in most websites, when you log in as admin, you have so much more privileges than a normal person, and then you'd be able to upload PHP shells or backdoors, viruses, whatever you want to do really, and then further exploit the system. So at the moment, I can actually log in with a username admin and a password admin pass, and it's going to accept that because it's correct. So no matter how complicated the password was, we're just going to be able to read it because we're reading it straight from the database.